Okay, so this is update 3, and this is quite an important date. It's the 11th March 2020, and the World Health Organization has confirmed that we are in a pandemic. Whilst that sounds deeply concerning, I'm going to tell you now, please don't panic. I'm going to tell you what an epidemic, an endemic, and a pandemic is, and the likely course of the coronavirus COVID-19.
So let's start at the beginning. So the first type of infection is endemic. So endemic is basically is all the time from year to year, and it varies. For example, chickenpox is endemic in this country. Something that isn't endemic in this country but is in a lot of countries is malaria. Next up is epidemic. So, for example, flu. The flu is at epidemic levels at different times of the year. Flu affects people every year in the UK, and you tend to get a peak during the winter months. Now, pandemic is an epidemic that happens all around the world. And this happens approximately at the same time. So if it's an epidemic, that means that levels will rise and fall. So eventually COVID-19 cases will decrease over time. And in fact, the coronavirus itself has been shown not to like warmer weather, so it's harder to transmit in warmer weather. And like the flu, probably it will subside at some point in the year as it gets warmer. So that's why the government is saying about trying to delay the spread. So they're looking at ways of reducing the spread of the virus. It's important to state, though, we've had a pandemic before. We've had a pandemic in 2009. So this was the H1N1 flu. It's called swine flu in this country, and it was at pandemic levels. So this caused a global flu outbreak, and it was identified in Mexico, and it became known as swine flu because it's similar to flu viruses that affect pigs. And it still is with us today. So when people get flu, they could get swine flu. However, most cases in the UK are quite mild, although with flu there can be some serious cases as well. So yeah, don't panic. I'll tell you why you shouldn't panic. Because the World Health Organization has called it a pandemic, saying basically you can still control this. So it's really a call to action and a plea to all countries and governments not to give up, no matter how large the number of cases. So many countries, particularly in the UK, for example, we are taking measures to try and reduce the spread. For example, washing your hands for 20 seconds is a really good step that you can do. In a previous video, I have gone through the symptoms. I'm just going to go through them again. So it is a headache, a fever, a cough, a dry cough, muscle pain, and breathing problems. What is new since my last video is that most people who develop symptoms do so on or around day 5. Now, the UK government are saying that if you think that you have coronavirus, if you think you're infectious, whether you've got symptoms or not, if you've been in contact with coronavirus, COVID-19, then you should self-isolate for 14 days to avoid spreading it to others. However, there is much to learn about this virus, and there will be further updates once the scientists give us more information. Okay, hope you have enjoyed the video. That was update 3. Keep safe, and also don't panic, and I will see you soon.